Hi guys, welcome back to my pregnancy journey series, and today we are talking all things third trimester. Third trimester, my goodness, you guys, I was really big. I'm just looking back at the videos and the pictures that I took during that time. Goodness, I was really big, hey yo. But anyway, let's talk about my experiences, right? And just also to mention that I'm not sharing what I'm sharing to scare somebody or to say this is what the trimester looks like, because obviously it's different with everybody. It's really different. Everyone has their journey differently, and so I'm just here to share what my experiences were. So still on the issue of me being big, and that's literally what my third trimester was about. Baby growing every single day, much bigger than first and second trimester, and my belly expanding like crazy. So on the physical outside, that's what was happening to me. And obviously I've watched different videos of mothers and the things that they went through, just for a bit of inspiration, the do's and the don'ts. And one of the things that I tried running away from was stretch marks. Listen, my first, second trimester and third trimester, in the beginning until mid, I didn't have any stretch marks. So it was nice, it was all good. But you know what, in third trimester, I think the excitement of feeling the baby kicking, because at that time now the kicks are more intense and more profound. You can actually literally try to tell the part of the body that is kicking as you're, obviously you wouldn't really know exactly, but with the kicks, that's how intense they were. You could tell, okay, no, this is probably a hand, okay, this is probably a feet or something. So now with all those things happening, this got me to scratching and rubbing my belly all the time. Literally, I was always rubbing my belly. I think on my 37th or 38 weeks, that's when I started developing stretch marks. Imagine. But thank God it wasn't like hectic. It was just below my belly button. And crazy. It's one of those things, man, that comes with being a mom, motherhood, and all these things. And also I heard that even genes, they play a big role in those kind of things. And I know there are some mothers that never had that. So anyway, moving on. It was the stretch marks. The baby growing big and not being able to turn at all on the bed. Guys, towards the end of the third trimester, I couldn't even roll on the bed. I could not even tie my shoes. Let's not even talk about intimacy. I really wish my husband was there to share this part, as like his view on the part of intimacy, because someone who actually once asked me, how did I do things? How were things? Yo, guys, it was hectic. It was hectic, but obviously we married, and you know, he's not pregnant, he doesn't have a big belly, and in as much as I felt tired and everything, we still had to keep the fire burning in that department, you know. So I don't know if the fire was burning or what, but we had to do what works. Like, it's hectic. I mean, there's a big belly, and yo, guys, it's crazy. But yeah, that is another thing. And then one of the things that I experienced was having to pee all the time. The baby, it felt like the baby is literally sitting on my bladder, you know. Every 15 minutes, every 30 minutes, every 40 minutes, every hour, you are going to the bathroom throughout the night, throughout the day. There was no sleep. You know, people usually say that, oh, especially in the last trimester, you must enjoy your sleep before the baby arrives because you're not going to sleep and all that. I feel like from the third trimester, there's like towards the end, there is really no sleep. There was no sleep for me. That was that, guys. I'm just gonna quickly look down. I wrote a bit of few notes so that I don't forget some of the things, because yeah, wow. So that was happening. I couldn't wear shoes, I couldn't turn on the bed, the baby kicks. Yo, it was hectic, guys. It was hectic. And then practice contractions happened. They are known as Braxton Hicks. Now you know, I remember the first day I felt them, I was like, what's happening, guys? Is this it? Am I going into labor? Because I think I was like 36 weeks pregnant at the time. I'm like, is this labor or what's happening? I remember telling my mom, I just felt some pain, mama. Do you think I'm going into labor or something? And my mom was like, listen, Lerat, if you're still holding your phone like that, if you're still, you know, standing in that way and asking me if you're going into labor, then it's definitely not it. Because when the time comes, you won't even ask twice, you will know. Okay? So anyway, but yeah, still at that, in my mind, I'm thinking, no man, if the practice contractions are like this, I mean, labor shouldn't be that bad, right? Anyway, story for another day. Moving on, we spoke about physically what was happening. Oh, I couldn't also stand for long. You know, when I got to week 35, actually a lot of things started hitting the fan from 35 weeks for me. You know, I couldn't walk for long, shortness of breath, just walking from the couch to the kitchen, I'm just already out, you know. Oh, even whenever I try to lay on my back, guys, when I try to lay on my, obviously they say you shouldn't lay on your back, and also it's not easy, you cannot. But also even when I'm just relaxing and trying to lay on my back, oh my god, I'll just run out of breath, and I'll just feel like, like there was just, yeah, a whole lot of things happening inside. That was that. And then skin discoloration. 35 weeks from there, my neck, I just started seeing my neck was black, even the back of my ears. So for me, it was my neck and the back of my ears. Lena, it was like I had on kwani. I don't know what you guys call it, but I had like my ears at the back. I looked like I was not bathing at all. Like, it was bad. It was hectic. It wasn't really all bad, but just, seeing all these different things that are happening, and you're like, nah, I'm really pregnant, guys. I'm not myself. I'm not normal. Something is happening. So with the physical part of it, that was that. On the inside, I could not eat a lot of food at the same time. So I had to make sure that I eat small portions, maybe every 3-4 hours, eat small portions. If I eat a lot, it was as if the food was not being digested. Like, after I eat, it stays here on my esophagus. It's like the food was just always stacked there. It was taking long to go down, and obviously you go on Google, you try to check what's happening. Why is food taking so long to go down? Or why do I feel like food does not even go down as well? And I had to make sure I chew my food, especially chicken. Especially the chicken breast. If I'm having chicken breast, I must make sure that I chew it. Sometimes I wouldn't even swallow it because I'll just feel like, no, this thing does not go down at all, And then when I check, you realize that, okay, you must remember you're pregnant. Every part is literally squashed to accommodate the baby. But God, guys, and isn't it amazing how God made sure that the woman's body is actually able to go through all these changes to make sure that it accommodates the baby. Literally, your everything inside moves for the sake of the child. God is amazing, guys. It's amazing when you just think about it and you're like, wow, what a master creation women are. What a master creation we are. Anyway, that food was taking long to go down. And then I mentioned about Braxton Hicks, even those cramps that you have there and there. Like, guys, it was crazy. And then what else? Yeah, shortness of breath. Guys, it was hectic. And also when it comes to food, I had to make sure that I eat my supper early, otherwise I'm not gonna sleep. The discomfort that I would experience every time I eat late, and obviously if I eat late I mean like 7 p.m. because usually I would go to bed 8 p.m. or 9. The 2 hours was just not enough. When I laid down, I wouldn't be able to breathe. Sometimes I would even wonder, like, you will laugh. I'll tell my husband, please pray for me. I think I'm not fine. Is it this intense that someone is struggling to breathe? Like, imagine a whole yourself, healthy self, I would never be able to struggle. I wouldn't struggle breathing. But now it was hectic, guys. So from the inside and the outside, that was that. Obviously, I had to constantly go to the loo. There was no rest, like akulaleke, no rest at all. And yeah, it's hectic. Fourth trimester is also another thing when the baby is actually here and you get to see them in person and make sure you take care of them. Like, yeah, motherhood is a journey. It's, in as much as it's hectic, it's beautiful as well. And one of the most beautiful things that actually I experienced in my third trimester, besides all the other negative things, or I don't know if I should say they're negative or discomfort that I experienced, yes, outside of that was feeling the baby kicking, all those hiccups. You just feel that, oh my God, there's this little human that is inside of me, and she's moving and turning, and it's beautiful. It's so beautiful. One of those moments that we actually got to share together with my husband and enjoy. Him being able to now touch the belly and feel the baby kicking, and even my mom being with us present at that time. She was just always touch. She didn't even want to touch the belly because the only thing on her mind, she was stressing about labor. That's all. After I gave birth, she told me, she was like, Lerato, ever since I saw that you were pregnant, when I look at you and you're busy rubbing the baby, say, oh, she's kicking, look, she's kicking, look, she's kicking, look this side, and all these things, she would say, in deep inside, she would be thinking, this child doesn't know that that person that's in there has to come out, and a human, not it's now a person that has to come out. But anyway, as I mentioned, that one is a story for another day. So that was that. And third trimester also included a lot of anxiety about labor. I was always thinking about labor, how it is, and all this. And I personally planned for natural birth. That was like the only thing I would research on, and listening to people's experiences. Some are scary, some they leave you thinking, oh my God. But there's something about, not if you haven't experienced something yourself, if it's your first time, that in as much as you can hear someone saying something is painful, it doesn't really hit that it's that painful, like the level of pain. You just think, okay, it must be something hectic. But in as much as you're afraid of the pain because you haven't experienced it, it's not, it doesn't click in, man. It doesn't register yet how that could be. And then that was that. And one of the other things that we had to not really deal with, but that was quite a scare, was when we were 28 weeks pregnant, we actually realized that the baby's kidneys, when we went for our scan, the baby's kidneys were mildly dilated, and both of them. So obviously, the doctor told us that, no, you guys don't have to worry. It's something that usually resolves on its own. You don't have to stress about it. Just come back on your week 34, I think, or so that we check how everything is going. that was something that was so scary, and I don't want to lie, I was shaken, my faith was shaken. But thank God that I was not alone in that season, that my husband was there. I don't know how I would have dealt with it if I didn't have someone of the same faith, if not, someone of the same faith, and also supportive and present as he is, and he was at the time as well. So having him by my side and always helping me speak those positive words of affirmation over the baby, that what, this baby will be fine, this baby is fine. There's a lot of things that actually God revealed to us about this baby that actually he kept reminding me of, that listen, this is what God showed us and he will never lie. So I had to constantly remind myself of those words, and I think there's a video that we would do, both of us, speaking about those things. So be on the lookout. It's beautiful. It's encouraging as well. It's gonna be an amazing video that I know you would love to watch. Just be on the lookout. So it was that, and as I mentioned, that the journey was not easy, going through all those weeks from 38 to 34. I think it was 34, and you're thinking, there's water in my baby's kidneys. It was hectic, but we kept praying and just trusting God that, he's a God of miracles. He's a God of awesome wonders, and he always shows up when he has to show up. And indeed, it was so. When we went back to the scan, baby was perfectly normal. Everything was fine. Everything was good. And then another thing that was funny was, okay, I did mention that we did not plan the pregnancy, but obviously when you are busy doing things that makes the baby come without any measures, you are somehow planning, but I don't know. Yeah. The month where I fell pregnant, and I think 2 months prior, let's say the month of, from October, September, October, around there, my periods were really not normal. They were not regular, I would put it like that. So it was so hard for me to track when did I really conceive, around there. Even though it's not a huge gap, but there was a few weeks where I was not certain. Even when you go to the doctor, they would ask you, when last did you have your periods? Obviously it was in November, December, there was nothing. But also even the month before, they were tricky. Things were not the same. So we had to rely on the scan in terms of my estimated due date. So now when I go to the clinic for my monthly checkups, those antenatal visits, when we got there, when they measured my belly, I was measuring too big than the estimated date of birth. So because of that, it was hectic. That was I had to now go to the doctor, to the hospital to get that checked as well. And when they checked, they actually found out that there was a lot of fluid in the womb. Which it wasn't bad, but it was a lot, it was a bit of concern. So I had to constantly go for checkups so that they check my sugar and all these things and rule out whatever they had to rule out. They also did a blood test, full culture test, to see if there's anything that causes that, and everything looked good. Everything was fine. There was nothing. My sugar was always good. Everything was just really perfectly fine. And with time, as time went, it kept going down to the normal level, but still I was measuring big. Obviously the baby was big herself, but it's another thing that kept me on my toes. When you're carrying a baby, you don't see what's happening inside. It's faith at work. That's what this whole first, second, and third trimester taught me, that you literally live by faith during that time. In as much as even in our normal lives, you setting an alarm means you have faith that you will wake up the following day. But now there's life living inside of you, and you having the faith that the baby is literally getting the right nutrients they need. The baby is growing well. It's literally faith. It's faith. Every single day you live by faith. You see, so that was what the whole process was for me. It was just all about strength, courage, and faith. that was what pregnancy was for me. And overall, it was a beautiful journey. Everything was good, you know. We also had to obviously plan in the planning of birth. We had to now get our bag sorted out, the baby's bag, the mommy's bag, you know, making sure that, you know, you obviously try to gather all this information and all these things that you need to make sure that your labor is as beautiful as, you know, I'm using the word beautiful with labor in the same sentence. It's like but yeah, you know, to make sure that you're as comfortable as possible. And I think my husband had the baby fever way more than I did. I think we bought the baby's cot when I was like 4 months pregnant before I could even really show much. We already had bought stuff, but you know, we thank God we were able to gather everything that we needed for the child, for the bag and everything. Just before I close the video, mommy plug, I also registered for the Discam baby bag. All you have to do is go to the store or call their landline, you know, register your pregnancy, your date of birth, and you know, obviously get their card, the Discam point card, and then you just spend, I think you just have to spend over 800 and something. I think you need 950 points somewhere. They just check on their website, but that's all you need. And trust me, when you're buying babies things, you will definitely spend more than that on nappies and just, you know, toiletries alone. So you will spend more than that money. So you just go there, get a few stuff, get those points, and once you have the points, when you're about 28 weeks pregnant or so, yeah, they deliver the bag to you, or you can actually go to the store to collect. I think so. I think they do deliver. Yeah, I went to the store to collect because it wasn't far. But yeah, it's such a plug, guys. You know, there's so many essentials that I didn't have to buy, like your surgical spirit, your cotton balls, they also have a little bit of mommy goodies in there, like your maternity pads, you know, quite a few lovely stuff that comes in handy. Toiletries as well. Obviously my baby came with she had a very sensitive skin, so most of the toiletries I've never used, and I haven't even used them even now because the skin is quite sensitive. So, you know, but those things, they can really come in handy, so do check it out. Anyway, that's all from me, guys, and today I'm closing the series. You know, overall my pregnancy was beautiful. I'm so grateful for that. There was no hiccups, there was no problems. I didn't have to be admitted for anything. It was a really seamless and beautiful journey, which I'm so grateful for. It took a lot of growing up. It took a lot of when I mean growing up, I mean having to adjust my mind mentally that, hey, I'm now becoming a mother, you know, I'm now a mom, especially even until when the baby comes and you see there is this person here that is literally going to depend on you 24 hours, 7 days, 365 days. Literally throughout your entire life, this person will be depending on you. So it takes a lot of mental shift. You really have to now, it's no longer now about my husband and I, us, but it's about the family of 3 now, you know. So yeah, man, it's a lot. It's quite a huge change. It's not like going to buy something from a store and then you realize it's not nice. 2 days later you return and exchange and get something else. No, it's something that's just gonna be there for your entire life. So you can imagine what it takes, you know, all the things you have to consider, you have to put into consideration, you know. So, but overall, it was beautiful. It was amazing. I enjoyed it. And yeah, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. If you are a new subscriber, thank you so much for joining the family. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much, and I love you guys all so much. Yeah, if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell, you know, so that every time I upload a video you get notified. And also, just, you know, if you enjoyed the videos, if you haven't watched others, please do go back and check them out. And if you like the videos, don't forget to give them a thumbs up, and also just leave a comment down below. It can be anything that trimester, or really anything that you'd like me to speak about in the future, you know. Yeah, anything at all. Yeah, so thank you so much for joining. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in the next video.